How good is Alijah Arenas actually?
Say what you want about Gil. You don't like his podcast. You don't like him as a person. That's fine.
Nah, I fuck
The
with
one
Gil.
thing you can't say is he didn't raise a real hooper.
Nah,
that's
nah,
exactly what
Elijah definitely a
Alijah
bucket
Arenas,
bucket.
Gil's
No
oldest
cap.
son, is.
Gil was a basketball assassin, and he was very intentional in making sure Elijah became one too. I mean, Gil had him shooting 400 jumpers before school, and it's already paying off.
400 before
I'm
school?
watching the video, and this is when he went to go play with KD and them.
Giving
And
KD
he
bucks.
said,
I seen
"Man,
that
there was
video.
a dude in a blue shirt. Oh my God, I was mopping his ass.
Come on,
Like I don't
Naz
even know
Reid.
why he was out there, right? I'm like KD. Like I'm watching the video, and this is when he went to go play with KD.
Oh, he was eating KD and the boys.
And
I
he
seen
said,
that
"Man,
video.
There was a dude in a blue shirt. Oh my God, I was mopping his ass. Like I don't even know why he was out there. I'm like you scored a couple buckets. He said no. Every time he guarded me, I gave his ass that work. He was mad and he ended up leaving. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I looked at the video. It was Naz Reid. I was like, wait a minute.
Naz Reid getting his ass cooked by a high schooler. That's crazy work.
Defensive player.
That's crazy work.
He's like, oh, nah, he trash.
Wait, it was so bad that Naz Reid, Minnesota's fan favorite, stormed out the gym. Nah, we really got a Hibachi Jr. on our hands.
That's facts. And think about what that says. We're talking about a 17-year-old going toe-to-toe with NBA veterans and not just holding his own, but embarrassing them. Most kids would
Cooking
just be
them.
happy to share the court. But Elijah, he's coming for heads. And
Cooking.
honestly, that mindset didn't just come out of nowhere. You can see just how intentional Gil has been in shaping him into a killer.
Ooh.
Gil also moved him out of Sierra Canyon, the LA powerhouse that's been churning out NBA prospect after NBA prospect for the last decade. We're talking Marvin Bagley, Amari Bailey, Brandon Boston,
I know why he
James,
did
the list
that, though.
goes on.
He wanted his kid to
But
pay for
why?
himself.
Why did Gil move his son out of Sierra Canyon? Simple answer. Because he's building a monster.
Ooh.
See, it would have been nice for Elijah to stay at Sierra Canyon, surrounded by the best players, training in state-of-the-art
Best
gyms,
players
soaking
is
up the
questionable. They
spotlight.
players not even that
But here's
good,
the
for
thing.
real.
That doesn't create the hardened shell it takes to succeed, especially when the name on the back of the jersey has a legacy of its own.
Hooping, getting blown out by 40,
1000%.
dropping
I mean,
40. He needed him to be on his own.
Dropping 40.
At Chatsworth High, he's not just the number one option. He's the only option.
For real.
Right? If
That's how it gotta
Elijah
be.
isn't scoring 50, they're not winning. That's the kind of pressure that breeds a dog. That's the kind of environment where it's hunt or be
that's
hunted.
facts, though,
I mean, again,
like,
we talk about being
That breeds a monster. Like, what?
intentional, right? Gil went through that same experience himself. He talks about it all the time. You know, he was with all the private school kids, hooping, getting blown out by 40, dropping 40. You know what I'm saying?
that's
It
facts.
wasn't just about putting his son in the best gym, all right? It was
Oh.
putting him out in that fight or flight, that struggle and survive or fail.
And you best believe Gil's going to make sure he comes out like a lion.
We told y'all, man. Gil is making a killer. But it doesn't stop there.
And he
'Cause word
leaving school
recently got
early,
out
too.
that Elijah's reclassifying to finish high school early.
This is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's
Dude will
crazy.
actually be in college next year. And funny enough, that 2025 class is already loaded with the offspring of past NBA talent. We're talking Kai and Anthony, the Boozer twins. It's like a next-gen NBA draft.
Ooh. Oh,
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie. That draft class is spiffy. It is spiffy, though.
Elijah to the mix, and you're looking at a class full of kids who grew up watching their pops on YouTube highlights.
He threw that between
To
his
the mix,
legs?
and you're looking at a class full of kids who grew up watching
Oh
their
my
pops on YouTube
God.
highlights.
And
That
despite
was
being,
tough.
up until recently, a grade behind these guys, Elijah's already holding his own weight in the rankings. Higher than Kyan and Caden Boozer.
Dang,
Isn't that
17?
insane?
Ooh.
I mean, you've got the Boozer twins.
Hold on.
And Caden Boozer.
He was higher than all of them? Yo, I hope he go to Arizona. Because I think what's his name committed to Arizona, too. What's his name? Fuck. I forgot who committed to Arizona.
Isn't that insane? I mean, you've got the Boozer twins, who we've heard about their
Somebody just
progress
committed
all their
Arizona.
lives. Carlos Boozer was an all-star. Kyan Anthony, Melo's son, Stay Melo, and they're all looking up at second-round pick Gilbert Arenas' kid.
Yeah.
And I got a theory
Crazy.
on this. What makes the perfect recipe for a future NBA star? An NBA dad that didn't get the most out of his career. That chip on the shoulder gets passed down when you had the skill and will
Ooh,
to make
it
it to
does.
the highest level.
It
but that extra
does.
something was missing to
It
really have
definitely
the
does.
legacy you thought you deserved.
Yeah, bro, and you bring a really, really good point because, I mean, listen, we can't throw shade at Bronny. He could prove us all wrong. Yeah, but how much more can we really expect out of a 44th, whatever, 50, whatever pick, right? But you take a look at LeBron's kids, maybe not the best example because Bryce looks like he's hooping, right? You take a look at MJ's kids, right? Very, very
MJ
solid
kids,
high school players. I mean,
yeah,
one of them even played,
dope.
some productive years in college, right? But at the end of the day, I
them
think that's a
goggles?
great
You got
point
goggles on
because
you, man,
when your
stop it.
dad
You ain't
has made it, how much drive do you really have, to do that for yourself? Yeah, it's cool. I want to follow in my dad's footsteps, but when the talent doesn't measure up to the name, what do you do?
I mean, life on that silver spoon must be good. I can't blame him. I'd be a little bit stuck up too. If you give me broccoli for a daddy, I'm 6'5" without trying, and I could probably dunk in my sleep. But that's not enough to actually make it and stay. Make a name for yourself that's not just the one on the back of your jersey for guys like Gilbert, Bronny, even Kyan Anthony. That's why I think that there's difference though. Like Carmelo, he was all the way already on his way out, getting pushed out the league. It didn't end pretty for our guy, 3 to the head Melo. He's got that chip. Jalen Brunson's dad, a perennial bench player.
Got that
Rick
chip.
lived vicariously through his son. I think Gil's got some of that. Because as good as he was, we remember him as Agent Zero. That man's career was a roller coaster. A 3-year peak. It was a hell of a peak.
Yeah, it was a peak,
with them
though.
injuries and them guns.
It was a peak, though. I cannot count.
Held that man down more than the defense could.
Yeah, man, and this is the thing, right? If you pull up that 60 that Gil gave Kobe, I mean, you're putting his name in one of the greatest categories, right? So it's only natural that someone like that, who reached the highest of highs and didn't really get the opportunity due to, like you said, whether it's suspension, misbehavior, or injuries, to sustain that. He would have kept that going if it wasn't for those things, right? There's no question about it, yeah? But there's one thing I'm willing to bet, before we kind of pivot here, right? Is I don't think, given what Gil has been through and the way he's brought up Elijah and instilled, at least basketball values in him, I never see him doing what a little MJ Jr. did by taking a unnamed teammate's former wife of 30 years. So, yeah, we throwing shots, man. But nah.
Yeah, but honestly, you could tell Gil, he's going out of his way to make sure his kid is not like that. He'd send him to Lithuania if that's what it takes. But it's tough being the second fiddle. It's tough being the sequel to a classic. It's never going to hit the same.
Yeah, facts, man. And I mean, this is the thing. Elijah, he's got the tools. His pop skill obviously rubbed off on him. Dude's a 5-star recruit. He's a walking bucket, all right? The real question now is, will he follow in his dad's footsteps and end up at Arizona?
Yeah, he might go to Arizona.
I mean, this is the thing, right? Elijah's looking like a mini KD as much as he's looking like Gil. He's taller. He has some of the tools that Gil did not have in terms of physical tools, but also the guidance to be locked in from a young age. I mean, having an NBA All-Star of Gil Arenas' caliber, an All-NBA guy, yeah, giving you the tricks of the trade that took him years to sculpt, years to define, years to work on against the likes of the Kobe's, the Brons, and the guys that were in the league at the time. Yes, Elijah's definitely got to step up over his pops.
It's a different league he's walking into. The oversized guard, which is what he is a valued commodity. And that's why you see him 15th in the class he just entered into a week ago. That's why you see him in the top 5 for the 2026 draft projections.
Damn, he's in the top 5? You got AJ, you got Cameron. Oh my God, I didn't know he's in top 5.
Some concerns. The athleticism with him, just plain and simple, doesn't jump
probably
off the
need to bulk
screen.
up a
He's
little
not
bit.
that quick twitch guy. He's more of a glider from the ilk of a Paul George. So he's going to have to prove it on the next stage.
Right. That works in high school. When you're the best player on the floor every night, in college, everyone's just as skilled, and a lot of them are more athletic. So it's going to take bringing your best every night.
You don't get their ass buckets in college.
And he relies on a lot of jumpers. I mean, he's got a clean stroke, don't get me wrong, but if that's your main weapon, college defenders going to crowd you and figure it out. They're going to force him to put the ball on the floor and see if he can finish at the rim.
He can.
Yep. I mean, can he finish over length? We've seen it in high school. Yeah, he could do it against the babies, right? But what about some guys his own size? And what about defense? He's got good instincts, but he's not locking up the top-tier athletes yet. If he doesn't bulk up or add some explosiveness, he could be a liability at the next level on that end.
Yeah, so I guess what we're saying is we know the skill is there, the jumper, the IQ, the work ethic, everything you need. But when the pace picks up and the game gets more physical, that's when we're really going to find out if Elijah's built for that next level.
But one thing's for sure. Wherever Elijah goes, the spotlight's going to follow. And speaking of high school hoops, you know what everybody should be using if they want to hoop like Elijah?
Man, let me tell y'all something, bro. Elijah, I got him going top 5. I don't know if he better than AJ and them boys, but I think he on that level. He there. I ain't gonna lie. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, though. And I'm gonna see y'all next video. I already know what's going on. No cap.